Project Cat tells the story of a curious girl with a tragic end, being set as an example that curiosity in fact killed the cat. Hi folks, I'm R, your narrator. This video will contain spoilers about the game. With that said, let's begin. Kat is a high school girl who is fascinated by the idea of supernatural. She desperately tries every ritual there is to find out whether it's true or not, carrying out risky tasks such as breaking into her school at night, and even making sacrifices such as cutting a piece of her own hair. This brings her to her first successful ritual, or in other words, her last, where she wishes she wasn't that curious, and realizing that regret is only the shadow of decisions, or in other words, the result of an action. A high school girl starts her journey by walking through a narrow grass-paved passage. She reaches a manor with 4 vases, of which 3 have a white flower in. Naturally, the girl thinks to place a white flower she found earlier in the empty vase to solve the puzzle. The flower sinks under the water inside the vase, transforming the area into a surreal, bloodied environment, with a dark entity appearing before the girl. The entity informs the girl that she needs to be more careful with her decisions, and puzzles which solutions might seem obvious might be deceiving, as there will be always another way. It further informs the girl that her decisions will have consequences sooner or later, and that she might not even remember what she did to cause it, and regret is only the shadow of choice. The entity tells the girl that this isn't her home and she's not welcome. Things she does are not a silly game, and shows to the girl what she thought to be a white flower was in fact a white bird she drowned inside the vase. It further explains that the girl is not ready to deal with the truth, and if she happens to cross the entity, it will kill her, as it's the way things happen in this world. The girl then suddenly wakes up in her classroom, remarking that this was a weird dream. She notices that it's 11 p.m. and everyone is gone when she wakes up to continue with her plan. Skipping ahead to 3 girls dubbed as the Ponytail Girl, Pretty Girl, and Quiet Girl, they play with an Ouija board, doubting whether one of them moved a piece spelling the word die, or if it moved by itself, being clearly terrified. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door at night, further scaring the girls. Suddenly, Kat comes in, the girl with the dream earlier, who informs the girls that she's part of the occult club now. Kat informs the girls that they unintentionally moved the planchette due to a natural phenomenon called ideomotor effect. Just like reflexes to stimuli works similarly, but in response to a strong idea or thought. Therefore, the girls were strongly believing in a ghost subconsciously, that it became real to them. Kat opens her ritual note and reads the items that she needs in order to perform some sort of a ritual, with unexpected results, as evident from the end with question marks, suggesting that she wants to find out if this will do anything or not. Kat then leaves the room and explores the school to check off her tasks in the ritual. She soon encounters the theater club room, which one of the girls is part of, the Ponytail Girl. She agrees to give the key to Kat if she brings her notebook. Kat agrees and takes the key to find some blackout curtains to cover the windows in order to perform her ritual. While in the theater club room, she snoops around and cuts open some sealed boxes, where she finds a strange letter. Roses are red, violets are probably violet. My love for you sparkles like the glow of a diamond. I watch you every day. I watch you every night. I watch you. I watch you. I watch you. I watch you. Kat notes that there are some other black scribbles and how strange this letter is. Kat returns the key to the ponytail girl. When they ask Kat why she broke into the school, Kat asks them the same thing, in which they respond that it's already obvious. They were playing with the Ouija board. Kat responds that she's performing a ritual as well, which is spookier than what they are doing, and that it's only a one-person ritual when they ask if they could join. Kat proceeds to draw lines with a chalk, light up the candles, and use a rune she found earlier. Before Kat manages to complete the ritual and burn the piece of her hair she cut off earlier, we skip back to a day when Kat was speaking to one of her friends. In a classroom, in daylight, her friend persists that Kat should stop messing around and performing rituals, as one day, she could end up actually summoning an entity or damn her soul. But a determined Kat, who set her mind up to disprove all supernatural or in search of something actually happening, informs her friend that she will continue until she finds something. But till now, everything has turned out to be a scam. She's informed by her friend that a specific letter with a golden envelope is in a drawer in the occult club room, which presumably convinces Kat to join the occult club, taking us to the current events, with the letter presumably being the current letter Kat is reading to perform this ritual. Suddenly Kat is back in the classroom. She drew the lines in and lit up with candles. She hears a loud knock but doesn't see anyone when she goes to check who's on the other side of the door. Kat continues with the ritual, burning the piece of her hair she cut out, and proceeds to blow out the candles one by one. The final step is to close her eyes now and count to 100. Kat, while counting to 100, hears strange noises, and when her countdown is over, she finds herself in a strange place. Excited that this ritual actually worked, and that she is now experiencing something supernatural, a life-changing discovery, she proceeds to explore this new unfamiliar place. She finds large pipes running through the walls in a network which are warm to touch. She also finds locked industrial glass doors with some sort of black substance dripping down. When Kat explores, she continues walking unidirectionally, but strangely finds herself back where she started from, presumably looping around. The place seems to be changing and transforming, as suddenly one of the halls becomes very long. Kat then soon stumbles upon a key hanging on the wall, as if it was prepared for her. She picks it up and manages to open one of the doors, which has a keyhole on a ramp. Going through the door, Kat finds herself back at school, with a striking note on the wall with rules and regulations mentioning no running in the hallways, no screaming during recess, and no escaping. Ever. A strange text appears saying that he wants to be entertained. The text continues that Kat doesn't even know where she is, finding herself a one-way trip to hell. It further explains that now she can prove that the rituals work, but there's no way for her to go back and tell everyone about it, and that this knowledge will die with her. Finding herself in a long corridor, she finds a note at the end asking if she's lost. Going back, the hall starts changing, where she finds herself at another dead end with another note mentioning that she should give up as she'll never leave this place. As she runs through each ever-changing corridor, she witnesses shadowy figures with bright red eyes observing her through the other side of a clear glass. Terrified at the sight, Kat soon realizes there's an evil entity that is toying with her. Therefore, her curiosity wasn't as harmless as she thought it would be. The unknown entity mentions in yet another text that Kat's mother will be left alone now and completely devastated, with no husband and now no daughter. The evil presence tries to mentally torment and break down Kat, with more notes on the walls mentioning that she couldn't say goodbye to her father. Now she won't be able to say goodbye to her mother either, which could insinuate that her father passed away or left them alone. The notes read that there might be someone here with Kat, and whether this knowledge reassures Kat that she could escape. But more notes read that there is no escape, as this ritual was designed to be a one-way trip only. After all, why would the entity give its prey a way to escape? Kat goes through more ever-changing maze-like corridors, she experiences some more supernatural, terrifying occurrences, and reaches a small box room with a note reading how she would like to stay trapped until she dies, with the entry point she came through becoming completely barricaded. The entity mentions whether Kat likes what's happening now, and now that she is being played with, she may reflect on the consequences of her actions. The entity continues that it will enjoy watching Kat rot away in meantime. Kat, being completely defenseless, left with no option and broken, starts to shout for the entity to get out of her head and to shut up, clearly having a mental breakdown. She begs the entity to let her go and that she wants to go home now, when suddenly she goes back to the first strange place she teleported to right after the ritual. Kat, being broken and completely terrified now, sets out to find a way out and go back home. After exploring, she finds an open door that used to be boarded up. Being left with no options, she goes through the door. She enters yet another surreal place, being pitch black with a blood trail. Following this trail, she reaches a corpse with her head cut off. She walks past it just to find another corpse killed in a similar fashion. Walking further, yet she finds another corpse with the lower half missing. Then she finally reaches a white lit spot with a pink door having an exit sign on it. As she tries to open it, she realizes that the door is locked, but soon after, it opens on its own. Traumatized to what she had seen, Kat whispers to herself if it's all over and if she can go back home. Tears build up in her eyes in sight of what she sees on the other side of the door. She mumbles, "I don't want to die," before she is killed, which circles back to Kat's first experience in her dream when she had an encounter with a shadow-like entity who informed her not to mess with things that don't belong to her, and if she ever crosses the path of the entity, she will be killed. A harsh lesson to learn for not doing things that might have consequences, and to not let curiosity interfere with the aspects of other unknown worlds which might have severe impacts on them. For example, the bird Kat killed by mistake. In the beginning, if Kat decides to make different decisions in her actions, the way things play out are different. Kat can take the flowers out of the vases in the beginning, which surprises the entity, who shows less animosity to Kat, but still confirms if Kat crosses paths with him, she will die. Something that Kat's curiosity doesn't accept. Kat can change her experience throughout the game. She can make friends with the three girls playing the Ouija board, who are called Julie, Saki, and Kaya. Kat can also find the full instructions for the ritual, which can change her experience. Regardless of her different decisions, Kat still faces the same fate, to die. The game might be a metaphor that although curiosity can come in handy in many cases, at times, it's better left unexplored, as occasionally, it could have severe consequences. The saying that curiosity killed the cat could never be explained better than in this game, where Kat literally dies due to her curiosity. That's about it for this video, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to stay tuned for more horror-related content by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell. You can also check out the latest horror-themed clothing by checking out my store. It's been your host, Star. Till the next video, have a fantastic day.